Hi there, friends. It's Sherry. It's good to see you this evening. I wanted to come along and show you how I use my bread machine to make homemade pizza dough. It's very simple to make pizza dough in your bread machine. You don't need that many ingredients, and pretty much all of these ingredients you will have on hand. It takes 4 ingredients plus water, and so that's not too bad. It takes 1 cup of warm water, 1 teaspoon of table salt, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. I have corn oil, so that's what I will be using. 3 cups of bread flour and 2 teaspoons of yeast. And you can measure this out and put that in your bread machine. Here's the bread machine that I have. It has quite a bit of age on it. This is actually the third bread machine that I have owned in my 32-year marriage. And this one I've had for probably, I don't know, maybe 12 years. It's lasted a really long time. I think mostly because my children were getting older as I bought this bread machine, and so it hasn't seen quite as much use as some of the others. Now here I will take my menu and I will select dough, which I automatically know is number 8. And you will see that an hour and 30 minutes pops up. Now during that when it's like an hour 15 or an hour 20, I will come and check on it. If the pizza dough appears to have risen properly, sometimes I will shave 10 or 15 minutes off the rise time and just take it out and go ahead and spread it out onto my pizza pan. Because most of the time, after about an hour and 15, hour 20 minutes, the dough has risen enough so that you can go ahead and take it out. Now I'm going to press start and we're going to watch the machine do its work. Now, I'm especially careful in the beginning to see how the bread machine is working with the ingredients that I've put in. If it's too moist, I can sprinkle a little more flour in, but almost always what happens with my pizza dough is it is a little dry. And so I will simply take a spatula and pull some of the flour away from the sides of the pan, and then I'll also sprinkle in just a little bit more water if it does not begin to form a soft ball. And you can see now, even as it's doing its work, that some of the flour is bumping up against the side of the pan and not wanting to get incorporated. Now it does take a little bit of time for the machine to make this happen, so I will watch it, but I can see that it's really not hitting those edges, and so I'm going to get a spatula and I'm going to pull that down off the sides. And this is really the only part where you will need to kind of watch it. After you get it incorporated into a smooth ball, you really don't have to do anything else. And wherever you see dry ingredients, you just want to try to push those towards the center of the pan. Now I can see that my bread machine is going to struggle, and this is almost always the case with getting all of those dry ingredients together. So it's going to take a little bit more water. I'm going to lean over here to the sink, and I'm going to fill up a tablespoon, but I may not have to use it all. I'm going to sprinkle that in. Try to get over to some of the sides. Might take just a little bit more water actually, so I'm going to try again. And this is not uncommon for me. It seems that I have to do this every time I make the dough. And so in the beginning I just kind of stand by and watch it as it forms. And really there should be no pieces to the side. You can see that they're beginning to stick together, and that might have done the trick right there. You can see the difference as it's beginning to whip all those dry ingredients together. You can see how the bottom of the pan is cleared up now. So I think I have the right amount of water in there now. and each bread machine will be different. Some may take a little more water, and like I say, sometimes you need a little bit more flour if you feel like it's too moist. But this is how it should look. And I can already see that this is the proper mixture of flour and water. And so I'm going to close my machine, and I will check back with you in just a little while. Now you can hear the bread machine in the back. It's still doing its work, but I wanted to take a moment and show you the pan that I use to make my pizza on. This is a USA pan. I love these pans. All through the years, I have made pizza on every kind of pan you can think of, including stones, and stones work fairly well. But this is the all-time best pizza pan in the world. That's just my opinion of it. I really love the size of it. It's quite large. You can see just by me placing my hand in the center how big this pan is. It's perfect for the amount of dough that my bread machine puts out. It makes a wonderful crust, and I don't have to pre-bake my crust. As soon as that dough is done, I will spread it onto this pan without any grease or anything being on here, because this surface is just wonderful. You don't have to do any kind of prep work to it. And so I'll roll that dough out and press it out to the edges. I will put my ingredients on here. Most of the time my husband and I just like pepperoni and cheese, so we'll have, sauce and then mozzarella cheese and pepperoni on here. But you can add any ingredients, of course, that you want to. You can add pork sausage, ground beef, peppers, onions, whatever you like or have on hand. And then I will toss this into the oven. But I wanted you to get a good look at this pan that I'm using, because it's one of my favorites. I found this pan at Bed Bath & Beyond, or you can order it online. Not a lot of places have the USA pans. They are made in the USA, of course, and they're a little bit maybe more expensive than just your standard pan. I think this one was around $20, but I consider it to be very worth the price that we paid. Okay, friends, I wanted to give you a look at the dough after it's done in the bread machine. I'm getting ready to remove it and place it on the pan and spread that out. While it was rising, I went over to my daughter's house. She lives about a mile away, and I took some items that she had forgotten over here a couple days ago, and I visited with her a minute and then came home, and it still has only been about an hour and 17 minutes. And you can see how beautifully this dough has risen, and it's ready. I'm giving you glimpses all along the way, friends. Here is the dough that has been spread out in the pan. You just have to work it a little bit. And as you can see, it fits this pan perfectly. And I have these ingredients here that I'm getting ready to toss on, and I will show you what the pizza looks like when I place it in the oven. Now I'm going to place it in a 475-degree oven, and it will bake for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. It doesn't take very long once you get to this stage. If you want your house to smell heavenly, do something with yeast. It certainly gives you a very homespun scent, and I love a fresh baking bread or fresh pizza crust, and this certainly smells delicious already. Here is the pizza as it's ready to go into the oven. And I wanted to point out one other thing that I do. After I put the pizza sauce on the top of the crust, I also add a sprinkle of garlic powder and onion powder. That's something that we like, that gives it extra flavor. I know some people also use some Italian herbs. You can sprinkle on whatever you would like to add flavor to that sauce and that crust. So now my oven is ready, and I'm getting ready to put this in, and I will let you see what it looks like as soon as it comes out. And here is our pizza from the oven. I'll let you see what the crust looks like. It slides right off this pan. It smells wonderful, looks wonderful. We're having this with a salad and some tea and lemon. Thank you, friends, for giving me a thumbs up on my videos, for always subscribing and watching. I sure do appreciate you, and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye, friends.